First one is a Crunchbase. This is a tool that usually have information on startups and tech solutions. Pretty much every company that have intention or already raised money, like they're mostly were made for investors. First of all, we can find a specific company here. If you already know your competitors, you found them, like Apple, for example, and see their data. Like they have basic information, they have found it here. Like if the company doesn't have a year on their website, usually Crunchbase is number one source how to get it. Like they always have the foundation year. They have name of the founders. They have some basic information that you might need, but usually here I only take the founding year. The rest I can source from the official website. What Crunchbase is good about, what's good about them is that they actually have all the acquisitions gathered. Like if it's a big company and they bought other companies, you can check them out. Here, even the names. It's actually a pretty good tool, especially if you're analyzing investments. Like you can see how many rounds, how many money they raised eventually. Excuse me. How many rounds they had, how many money they raised, how many people they have. If it's a big company, also how many employees they have and what kind of names are popping out, like maybe some famous financial officers or something like this. How many exits did they have? They also tell you a little bit about technology. It's not very precise. Usually it's very general website technologies here, but still sometimes it's useful. They have a basic information about the website, but I'll show you how to get more. So here I usually don't source information about the website. And what they are really valuable for is also the news and signals. Like they really gather for investors what kind of news and media articles are coming out about this company. So you can actually understand where it's moving. Like there could be some partnership announced here in the industry or some merger and acquisition that are coming or some CEO changes, new people on board in the company. So you could actually understand what the company is doing right now, like recently, and where is it going. Okay, the next tool we're going to be talking about is ZoomInfo. This is also a company database. They hold more companies that Crunchbase do, and they're usually used by lead generation expert, by companies with strong sales function, because they also hold a lot of key contacts of the companies in this database. But the access is pretty expensive. I think last time I checked, it was 40 or 50K a year. So for the research, it doesn't make sense to buy it, but I'll show you a few life hacks how you can still check some information about your company there. So the main thing, even if you get the free access, like the starter access, I think for 7 days, you still cannot search inside of the platform. Like not like in Crunchbase, you can't search for the companies here and you can't land on their profile this way. It's going to request ZoomInfo going to say to you that you need a license for it. But you can use Google to land directly on the company's profile, on the company that you need. How do you do that? So you type the name of the company and you type ZoomInfo. And the first link that usually appears, this is the direct link to their profile on ZoomInfo about this company, like check Apple. And this way, it's not going to tell you that you need a license to get that. It's going to land straight on its profile. Okay, so what information we can source here? Like we can check their SEO, we can check their website headquarters, but the main thing that I usually check in this database, especially for private companies, is revenue. ZoomInfo always have an approximate revenue. Even for private companies, like this example, Apple also has revenue in their annual reports because it's a public company. But the good thing about ZoomInfo is that they will have revenue pretty much in any company you will ever search. Other information you can source here. You can also check their competitors here, like their main competitors. ZoomInfo gives you this info and their revenue. You can also check their SEO profile, sometimes their organizational structure. It really depends on how big the company is. For a lot of small companies, this is not going to be available. But Apple is a big company, so there are a lot of information in their profile. You can also source funding, but to my experience, Crunchbase is actually focused. They're more targeted on getting the proper information about funding. So here the information is going to be very approximate. I would better get it from Crunchbase. They also have technology. This technology is actually a little bit more precise than the technology stack that they have on Crunchbase. So I would recommend to take it from here. And they also have signals, but it's better on the Crunchbase. Here it's, in a lot of cases, are outdated. Okay, let's dig into the website analytics tool. I usually use two of them. The biggest one is SEMrush and SimilarWeb. I'll show you how to do it, also an Apple example. So when you land on the website, you can enter the domain. You can just paste the link of your competitors and see what kind of information is available about them. Let's see what Apple has for us. In the free version, they always gonna check the root domain. Like, for example, the word store is going to be ignored, and all the other things that are besides the main domain will be ignored if you don't buy the paid version. But usually it's enough to still see whether the company has their website as a tool or it's mostly like a business card, because it doesn't bring them any website and hence any leads. So of course, Apple has a lot of traffic. Like authority score is how trustful the website is. It's usually determined by Google or by a SEO tool. Like basically how long the company was on the market, whether they had some complaints on them, whether they had some bad reviews, whether they were spreading some viruses or spam and so on. Like this is a very SEO type of term. Usually you don't need it for your research. What you do need, you need the traffic information. Like you need to understand how many people are actually landing on the website and how many people are landing on the website through paid traffic, because it means that the company usually using Google search ads, like they're paying for people to land on the traffic, which means that they're using the website as their tool in lead generation, like the people are actually becoming their customers through their website and through their digital channels. You can also see in the free version here the countries that they get traffic from. So you can understand what kind of countries they're targeting, or at least what kind of countries are working based on their efforts. You can see the dynamics, like whether they get a lot of traffic one month and no traffic in other months, or it's pretty much stable like here. You can also get a lot of information about their keywords. Like organic keywords are the keywords that they don't target specifically, like, or they target with the content, like they don't pay for it. People just search for it and they land on their website organically. But you can also check their paid keywords if they have. Like these are also the keywords that they actually pay for to Google. So you can understand a little bit about their strategy. Here, as much as I said to you in the beginning of this section, you can spot the competitors. These are competitors from SEO perspective, like they're not always direct. Other than that, you can check the text ads here. Like this is what Google written and what they're trying to push to the network. Like how do they formulate their proposition, whom they are talking to, what do they offer, like here iPhone 14, and mostly just information about Google. They're not trying to push any specific product. This is usually you don't need this. It's mostly like a SEO type of information that you need for targeting, but not for competitor analysis itself. SimilarWeb is actually a little bit more convenient because they have a Chrome extension. Like you can download the extension and just land on the website and check right away its data. Like they show global rank. Usually this one you don't really need, but you do need to understand how many traffic the website gets over the months. Like for example, Apple got in December 500,000 traffic. You can see the bounce rate, the engagement metrics, the geography as well. What SimilarWeb is good at, what SEMrush usually don't give you, is traffic sources. like you can understand from where people are coming. You can see more information, like there is a button, more insights here. Usually it's pretty much the same information, just in a different visualization. If you have a free version, like I have a paid version, so I have a lot of other tabs here, but similar app is also pretty expensive. So I don't recommend you to buy it for the research, for one research. But here you can also check actually social media distribution. Like here is the marketing channel. There are a few more of them than it was in the short version, the Chrome extension. Like they also do direct and paid search separately. And there should be somewhere, yeah, they also have display advertising, the top publishers, if you will want to dig in. Here, social traffic. If you see that they have some traffic or a lot of traffic coming from social media here, like 3.6, actually pretty big. Usually it's around 1%. You can check from what social media it's actually coming from. Like, for example, Apple is benefiting from Twitter and YouTube mostly. So you can understand to which social media you can put your efforts. Okay, let's dig into the marketing tools. The most important one here is Facebook Library. Thanks to Facebook, it's completely free and you can use it without any paid access. And it shows you the ads that companies have on Facebook and Instagram and their network. It looks like this. Here you can check the geography. Like you can put only US, for example. And here you can check whether you want specific ads or all ads. Usually I just leave all ads. And here you just type the company or advertiser that you are trying to search. We're going to use Pep Talk. It's one of my former clients. It's a motivational app. It just is easier than to use Apple because Apple has thousands and thousands of ads. So you just type it. You pick the advertiser. The important thing here is that usually Facebook Ads Library is not as simple as other tools because a lot of companies, they're not advertising from their main domain. Like Pep Talk is an example. Like they run ads right from their main group, like the branded group. Some companies, they create specific Facebook accounts, like an empty accounts to run these ads. So it's not always the main advertiser. For the Pep Talk, I can just click on this one. If this doesn't work and it shows you 0 result, just don't click on any advertiser. Just type the word here and click search. So it will search, see it's much more results. It will search the word, like it will search ads with this brand on it, not specifically from this advertiser. But other than that, you can see how many ads do they have active. Here is the status, when is it running, like how long is it running. You can see where do they advertise, like is it Facebook, Instagram. You can also have the messenger and the audience network. You can see the ads itself, like what kind of button do they have. Pretty much you can just check how old their ads are, how many ads do they have, whether they're active or not, and the ads visuals and text itself. Also need to understand, besides SEMrush, what kind of ads are pushed through Google, because Google is the second biggest network, if not the biggest one already. So for this, we will use a tool that's called SpyFu. And we will check what kind of ads do they have here. So usually I don't pay attention to any SEO kind of metrics because we use SEMrush and SimilarWeb for that. I'll go straight to PPC research. PPC is pay per click. And here, what's interesting, you can see the estimated monthly PPC budget, like budget that they spent on paid keywords and search ads. You can see their estimated clicks and estimated keywords that they are targeting in general, how many of them. Usually I go straight to ads history and see what kind of ads do they have. So this page is pretty valuable. You can see all kind of Google ads that they have, like how do they formulate it, what do they talk about it, whether it reached the top of the page or it didn't, like how successful the ad is. And you can see the ad schedule, like pretty much what kind of ads they published when, in which months, and how much did it cost to them, what kind of keywords they're trying to promote.